Hi everyone, this is just a quick conversation that I wanted to have with you guys about contract grading. We're going to be talking about this a lot this semester, but I specifically wanted to just kind of explain a little bit beyond the kind of technical language that you might be finding in the syllabus. So traditionally, essays are assessed as A, B, C, D, F, right? And I'm sure that you've had experiences where you've thought about the kind of madness behind this method. How can these words on a page be C writing or A writing, and what makes the difference? And as an instructor, I can say that it is very frustrating to also try to grade these and look at the work and the thought process that you are putting into writing and see it as a numerical equivalent. Unlike in some other more quantitative classes, writing is about quality and about process. And so I think it's important that we think about the class going forward as writing process instead of writing product. So contract grading at University of West Georgia shifts that focus from assessing student writing, from privileging how they perform or how you would perform on an individual writing task, and instead shifts it to privileging on how well you are engaging with internalizing and practicing the moves, the attitudes, the behaviors, and techniques and habits required to become a writer. And so it's the same way that somebody who is exercising, you don't wake up one day and decide to run a marathon without practice and without regiment and without getting yourself ready for it. The same thing is true with writing. You don't wake up one day and write like a college student. You have done a lot of writing up until this point. And so contract grading is about labor-based um, grading, meaning you do the work, you get the grade. And so instead of assessing your writing as an A, a B, a C, or some number that I've got to pull out of my ass, basically, we are going to look at whether or not it is proficient, um, developing, which most of us are going to be in the developing phase, or insufficient, right? And instead, this is going to help you measure the difference between August you and December you. This is about measuring progress, and that is going to happen very slowly, right? You can't just run the block once and be ready for that marathon. We have to continue with that kind of metaphor. So we think that becoming a better writer is a process and a journey, and it's not an objective competition. And it's not fair to measure a student against another student when there's no way that those things are equitable or the same, right? It's not like a multiple choice quiz where there is a right answer. There isn't one in writing. So essentially, what we will do is assess writing um, via argument and development, organization, support and engagement, and usage and conventions. And those are the four categories that we're going to be focusing on in our writing. And that I think is going to help you in the long run. So, what does this all mean? This means that in entering into the class, you agree to a contract in terms of grading, where you will fulfill a certain amount of work, and based on that fulfillment you will get a certain letter grade, right? This is not a pass fail system. We don't have that at West Georgia, but we are going to assign letter grades, but they will be based on things like what you completed, the caliber to which you completed it, but also more importantly, how much you revised. The only way to get better at writing is to do it, and the only way to make the thing that you wrote better is to revise it. So we are going to practice kind of chants in the class. What are we going to do? We're going to write shitty drafts. What are we going to do with those drafts? We're going to make them better, right? That's the the overarching, I think, importance for you to think about when it comes to contract reading. So this is going to be more easily defined in the syllabus. and also with one-on-one conversations with you, I think. But for now, remember that contract grading is meant to privilege where you are and where you're going to be at the end of the semester instead of measuring you against some kind of random standard that doesn't even really reflect what a real student's experience is.